Yes. Welcome for our second demo of Oracle Applications Technical course. We discussed yesterday what is Oracle Applications, what are different types of jobs we'll find in Oracle Applications, and what is our role, what are prerequisites for this. This all we have discussed in our previous demo, right? And we said there will be two types of jobs: functional consultant, technical consultant. Now we are going for this course is for technical consultant. Okay. For technical consultant also, we need to have some basic knowledge on functional side. Whenever we are working with reporting, whenever we are developing the reports or interfaces, we are supposed to test the application, and we are supposed to enter the data in the front end and check the data in the back end. Okay, so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create one employee. Let me connect to the server first. Okay, so first we are going to create an employee. And then I'm going to create username and password for employee. And then we are going to add responsibilities to create purchase orders. Before that, we are going to make him as buyer. Only buyers can purchase the goods from the suppliers. We'll give the permission. Responsibility is nothing but access to create purchase orders. And then we will check the purchase orders data. So if you are able to understand this, what we are doing, then this course is going to be very easy for you. Because when we are attending some of the consultants in the demos, some people can think, can I do this technical job or not? Can I learn this technical or not? This type of doubts will be there, right? So I just wanted to give a demo on this, how the work will be in our projects, and how we are going to perform this, that we will be discussing. Okay, so let's log into the applications here. First, we'll log in with built-in account. Right now, what is our first task? We want to create an employee. So where do we create an employee? Employee will be created in human capital management. Let's go to HRMS. Let's go to HRMS option. Over here it is. Human resource. People are nothing but employees. Here I'm going to create an employee. So I'm going to mention the employee name is Ramesh Babu. Title, prefix, doctor, male, action, whether he is an employee or is applying for a job or any other placement purpose, we are creating this record. We can specify here. I'm going to mention that he is employee for our person record. Create employee, person type for action, and date of birth 1989. These two are mandatory, like person type and name and date of birth. Then employment details, background information, address, This employee photo, assignment information, those all are not required for us. Just save the record. It's showing some warning note showing that you have not entered a social security number for this employee. Like if you hire an employee in US, social security number is required. When it comes for India, we need Aadhaar card, right? Identification number, unique identification number is required, right? It's not a error message, it's a warning message, not required. This is our employee number. So what we have done right now, we have discussed how to create an employee. Okay. So there are some number of tabs are available here. These all tabs will be used by the functional consultant to configure the setups for functional here. But for technical consultant, what we need is we have to remember which table this information stores. That's important for us, for all people. If there are 40, there are some hundreds of tables, that is a different. For entire our course, we will get around 40 tables. If you are able to understand all these 40 tables, then you can easily work here. Employee number 2425. What is the full name we got here? Ramesh Babu. Ramesh Babu is the full name which we got it here. Right. So front end we have created the record and we have saved, and it's internally in the database. It's going to be saved in this table. Right. Now we know that every employee required username and password so that they can log into applications. And whenever your client employees comes to office, they'll be able to perform the transactions, day-to-day transactions. So what we are trying to do is now I'm going to create a user account for Mr. Ramesh Babu. Go to administrator, system administrator responsibility. Here we'll perform it. Security, responsibility, define. Security, responsibility, define. So here, sorry, not responsibility, user account, right? I'm sorry. Go to user, define. Here we are going to specify the user account and mention the password, re-enter the password, specify this description, and add the responsibilities, whatever the responsibility you want to give the permission. So I want to give the permission for this user as purchasing USA, US purchasing. It means they can purchase the goods in US from the suppliers by using these responsibilities. Okay. Client will ask you to customize the responsibilities. Yeah, we can do that customization. It's our responsibility only. So we'll do it as a technical. It's going to be very simple, not much complex. I'm not going for in-depth of that level. So what we have done, we created a user account called Ramesh. This we have to map with the employee. Right side, we have the option person, we have customer, we have supplier. So why we required username and password for customers also? Why we required username and password for our suppliers also? Our employees is okay. Our employees will come to our office every day and they are going to log in to the applications and prepare the transactions and all. Okay. But why we need it for customer? Why we need it for supplier? This. Okay. So nowadays, we would like to give the application access to our customers and suppliers to fill the information. For example, if we go for Amazon, online sales. So you want to buy the goods in online. So if you want to buy the goods in online, first you have to create a user account, right? You are the customer. You want to buy the goods in online. So you must have a user account, right? So once you have a user account, you will go for login and go for create a go for selection of the items and quantity, delivery, date, price, discounts, and other information, and you click a submit. It means you are giving the order to your company. So you are a customer, but still you need a username and password. Right. That's the reason these all options as given by Oracle. So if we want to give the user account for our customers as well as for our suppliers also, we can give here itself, so that through online they can log in from their systems and they can update the information. For example, supplier is going to supply the goods to our company. So before supplying the goods, he will inform to us. How he will inform? Will he send the SMS or WhatsApp or phone? No, that is not at all allowed in the business. Everything should be in the system, right? That's why what supplier will do, he will log in into our application, but he cannot do anything. He can just update that I'm sending the goods for so and so date. Please make the arrangements in your inventory. So the vehicle comes on so and so time. That's what he will go for update, right? So that's the reason we are going to have this. We are going to have this user account here. Okay. So now what we need is here, Mr. Ramesh Babu. Yeah, this is our employee number, right? Let's take this same. So what we have done now, we created a user account called Ramesh for Ramesh Babu. So whenever this user login, indirectly who is created that? This person. Indirectly this person has created, right? So now Mr. Ramesh is going to log in, means indirectly Dr. Ramesh Babu is going to perform the transactions. So what permission you have given? Purchasing access we have given. Now Ramesh Babu is just an employee. He is not a buyer. Now I am going to make him as a buyer. We have to give the permission as a buyer. So in the organizations, there will be different roles, right? So if you go for any company, there will be a security, there will be a receptionist, there will be a PROs, there will be a sales representatives, there will be a service employees, support employees, there will be a buyers, right? There will be a clerks, cashier, different designations will be there. Based on their designation, they'll be performing the activities, right? So here, I'm going to make this employee as a buyer. I'm going to make this employee as a buyer. Okay. Now we will discuss how to make this employee as a buyer. Right now, Ramesh Babu is just employee. He's not a buyer. He's not a salesperson. He's not a recruiter. We are going to make him as a buyer. How to make him as a buyer? It's very simple. Let me save this record and go to purchasing module. I'm the admin. I'm going to perform all these actions. Go to setup personal buyers. Okay, so I'm going to make this employee as a buyer. So what is your employee name? Percentage Ramesh Babu. So you can also restrict what items he can purchase and shipping location, right? Excuse me. Which location he can purchase the goods. This all from which date to which date is available. This all things can be done. Now the buyer records has been added here successfully. If you want to search, you can search here whether the record has been saved or not here. Okay. So what we have done now, we made employee as a buyer. Now Mr. Ramesh Babu can log in to the applications. Once he log into the applications, he can buy the goods. He can buy the goods from the suppliers. He can buy the goods from the suppliers. Okay. So let's go for log into the applications. Close the window. Exit from the application. The password I'm going to specify. First time we have to change the password. You have to enter your current password and enter the new password here. What is the new password? Now, who is connecting here? Ramesh. Dr. Ramesh Babu is connected to the application. Okay. So once we connect here, then what are the permissions we have given to the? So we given only one permission, purchase orders creation. You can create only purchase orders here. Now go for expand. Open any one of the page. Close this. Now what is our requirement is we want to create a purchase order. Go to purchase order, open the document. Purchase order information will be entered at 4 levels. We are going to enter the purchase order information at 4 levels. It seems there are some personalizations as done. Let me switch off those personalizations so that we don't get errors. Yeah. So whenever we are working as a document, so for every module, there will be a 4 to 5 documents. Like that, we have to learn 3 modules. Okay. So maximum will get 10 documents. Right now, we are talking about one document called purchase order. Okay. For example, you go to bank, you want to open an account. That is a document, right? So you will ask a bank account to open document. They will give you. So that where we have to mention our information. Then, for example, you want to buy some material from them. You will give a sales order. After that, you are going to make the payment. Then they'll give the invoice. Once the payment is done, they'll give a receipt. That is a receipt document. These all are documents. Purchase order, sales order, invoice, receipts, this all. For functional consultants, each and every field is important. Here it is. Each and every field is important. But for a technical consultant, we just need a very high level. It means we have to know the purchase order. Okay, what is this document? How many levels the information will be entered for purchase order? And then what are the fields we are going to enter over here? It is. Okay, so if we talk about this purchase order, here, we are going to have header level information, line level, shipments, and distributions. 4 levels information will be entered. So whenever we are giving the order to supplier, we will mention for which supplier we are giving the order, supplier site, currency, amount, what items we are giving, where supplier has to ship the product, and then accounting information. Finally, we'll go for approval. Who will do this purchase order creation? This will be done by the client. Client means client employees. Every day, whenever they want to purchase some goods or service from the suppliers, they'll be creating purchase orders. Then what is our work as a technical consultant? What we are trying to do here? We want to develop purchase order reports. We discussed in the last class, right? What is the technical consultant job? RISE components. For purchase orders, some reports are given by Oracle that we have to customize. Some reports, they want new reports that we will go for develop. For purchase orders, they want to go for customize the packages. They want to go for upload the data, extract the data. So in that scenario, what happened? We will be having some little bit idea about the purchase order document. Then we can easily go for develop the reports, customize the reports, develop the interfaces, customize the interfaces. All these things can be done here. Okay. Now I'm just creating purchase order here by selecting the supplier name, supplier site, supplier contact, item details. Price, when the materials are required, so and so date. When the materials as given by the promise, so and so date. All these 4 items, same location or different locations? Same location. How about the accounts? Means internally the company should have expense account, right? Accounting transactions. Like these accounts will be entered by the system. Your accounts will be entered by the employees. Now purchase order document is created successfully. Over here it is. Purchase order. Now this information, a system will show us exactly which table it is stored in the database. We don't need to remember even tables also while working in the project. But when you go for interview, they'll ask you. When you go for an interview, they'll ask you, tell me what tables we will be having for, because you work for any client, same tables, same forms, no change, but requirement will be different. Some client says that I want to report like this. Some client says that these are the validations you have to do and upload. Some client says that these are the areas where you have to go for customize, like this we have to perform, right? So this is how it's going to work. Now we'll see this information in the database table. So copy this PO number, go to backend. We have already discussed where do we find supplier data and where do we find purchase order data. Here, PO headers all, where segment 1, nothing but a purchase order number. It can be alphanumeric, missing E letter. This is our PO number, purchase order number. That is headers table. That is headers table. For this purchase order, there are 2 lines. Let's say you are going to add one more line. You are giving 2 items order. Same. Now what we have done, we created a purchase order. For this purchase order, how many lines are there? 2 lines. It means at a time we are giving the order. 2 items we are going to give the order at a time. At a time, 2 orders we are giving the order to our supplier. Okay. Oh, we know that headers table. I just need lines table. I want to know the lines table. Go to help menu, my record history. It is going to show you the lines table. Here we can, this is our lines table. Let's go for this. Okay, based on the header ID, we can find corresponding line. Based on the header ID, we can find corresponding line here. So go for our lines here. Now I can see 2 lines. 2 lines are there. Line number 1, line number 2. And what is the price? 12 and 91. Quantity 4 and 9. Right? You can cross check in the front end. First item quantity 4 and price 12. Second 9 and price 91. Right? This. So we got the information over here, the lines. This is how we are supposed to write queries in our application. And we are supposed to link the tables based on the primary and foreign key relations. That's why I said yesterday in our previous demo, SQL is important. some basic SQL and as well as the PLSQL. Gradually, we have to go for increase the SQL skills as well as PLSQL skills in our application. Okay. This is front end and back end. So creating all these transactions and performing will be done by the client. Setups will be done by the functional consultant. For example, supplier names, population, shipping locations, billing locations, and item names populate. Item price you are getting automatically. Item quantity. This is all information you are going to get it here, right? So this is all we are getting because of that functional setups here. So technically we are going to develop this queries. This is our backend. This 90% our work will be here. Writing queries, building the reports, customizing the reports. And whenever it comes for our front end, 10 to 15% only. Because, for example, one report is given by the client. We have written a query and we are running the report. We have developed the query and we are running the report. Once we get the output, we are supposed to test it, right? We are supposed to test. Okay. So whenever you want to test, what do you have to do? You have to create a couple of purchase orders in the front end. Some of the purchase orders you have to go for approve. Some of the purchase orders you have to go for cancel. Some of the purchase orders you have to make it as in process. And finally, we'll run the report multiple times. Then we'll be able to find the output, and that's what unit test we'll call it as. So unit test means individually we are going to test whatever the components we have done in our project here, whatever the components we have done in the project. Okay, so is clear everybody? Any doubts over here? Please, you can unmute yourself and ask for the doubts here. So are you able to understand like what exactly our responsibility and this?
Sir,
Please go ahead.
I have a doubt in the syllabus, sir. Can I ask them?
Yeah.
Sir, actually, yesterday you told like actually just now I have joined, sir, due to power off. Just now I have joined your demo. Yesterday we have discussed it, right? Rise components.
Yes.
In that we'll be having workflows also, no, sir.
No.
That we'll be teaching, right?
We are not going to discuss about workflows because workflows again it's going to be another 20-25 days. People are not asking that much.
Okay.
In the initial level when we are applying for a job we don't need, but it's a good we can have just 1 or 2 sessions about the workflows, what is workflow, how it will work. But when we start learning again workflow, that itself will take again 20-25 days. That is not required for us to get a job in Oracleapps Technical right now. That's not mandatory.
Okay. And this one also, no, sir. OAF is also not required,
right? Not required. But OAF personalization is required. That we will be discussing.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
OAF development itself, it takes again 40 hours.
Okay.
OAF based development, that we are not going to discuss. We are going to discuss OAF personalizations.
Okay, sir, with yesterday you have shared the content, right? With that content, we can apply for the jobs
Yes,
till 4 years of experience.
We need to do the little bit practice. That's what I said. This is a placement batch. We are going to have 1 hour session and 3 hours practice.
Okay.
Yes, total 4 hours per day.
Okay. Is it this content is the syllabus is enough for the 3 to 4 years of experience, no, sir?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we will be doing multiple examples. The content looks like a little bit less, but if we see, let me explain the content once again. Let's take, for example, we are working with interfaces. So I have written already, see, OAF form personalization. DTK
Yeah.
form personalization, alerts, XML, BA. So I have written OA form personalization. At least 5-6 customizations and personalization will be doing. The same thing we are going to mention in our resume. The same thing we are going to explain in our interview. So during that, they'll ask the questions. Okay, you are telling that you have personalized the supplier page and you have populated supplier sites. Can you tell me during this, did you face some problems? How you have rectified? Like that questions will come, that's we'll be discussing.
Okay,
For
sir. Got it.
example, interfaces are there. At least we'll be doing 4-5 interfaces. That those whatever the interfaces we have done in our training, we'll put it in our resume.
Okay. Other than that, if for suppose in the panel they ask like we can say like we don't get any opportunity other than this. We can tell, right?
Yes, in case if they ask you like, have you worked on the workflows and all, then we can say I have some basic idea workflows, but I didn't get an opportunity to, because very less people, few people will ask. Out of 10 jobs, maybe two jobs they'll expect workflows.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
that itself again takes. See what happened. This is the basic which is sufficient to get a job in Oracleapps Technical. But when you go for when you say I have already learned this, everything is fine, then you can go for workflows. That is an
Yeah.
advanced.
Yeah. Okay. Got it, sir. Got it.
Okay. Fine, guys. This is just a second demo. How the environment will find in our area of practicing in our application practically if you are going to work with this. So if you are able to understand this, then you can go for enroll this codes and we will be able to complete the codes and apply for the interviews and for that. So we'll be having the classes from tomorrow onwards. So you can contact our admin person. So this is our admin number. You can communicate with them regarding the training and placement and other details with that. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your time which you are spending with us for the second demo. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This meeting is being recorded.
This is like tables and ER diagrams are required. For example, you don't have idea about functional and you joined in the project and they have assigned, can you develop one credit memo report in account payables? This is the output I want, credit memo number and supplier name, supplier site, and the standard invoice and the credit memo invoice and the negative amount and positive. This finally the balance I want. First of all, we have to be clear what is credit memo at least, and how the credit memo will be created in the front end. After creating, how this credit memo will be adjusted to the standard invoice. This business flow at least required. Those setups and all will be done by functional consultant, that we are not going to do it. But at least this business flow we have to be clear. If we are clear with the business flows, then we will be able to perform easily report development. Any RISE component we can go for build and customize this. Here it is.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Got it, sir.
That's why we are going to learn procure to pay and order to cash cycle. Even if you search for our job requirements, they'll be asking. We are looking for technical consultants in financials. We are looking for technical consultants in supply chain management or procure to pay or order to cash. They'll be asking us, right? So that time will be clear. CRIS components, XML publisher reports, this they are going to ask here. And if we look at here, here it is. Forms, SQL, PLSQL, data conversions, enterprises, BI publisher. Okay. And some modules, see here, financials modules, or strong technical expertise in this module. When I say strong technical expertise in this modules means, just now I have shown right here, you must be clear which tables information is stored and what is the primary foreign key. That's all. That is what's strong in those modules. If you know which table information is stored, you can write queries. And if multiple tables are there, you must be clear what is primary key and what is foreign key. It means what is parent table and what is child table or master detail tables. That's what we are call it as a ER diagrams, entity relationship diagrams. Okay, so that we are going to write here, and we are going to build the reports, normal reports, master detail reports. This is all we are going to do it over here. It is. Okay.
End of the course, can we get all these master tables, sir, which are
Yeah. We are going to get all these modules. PO module, AP module, OM module, AR. In between, we'll get inventory as well as the general ledger also.
Master tables list, sir. Master tables list.
Yes. Master and detail will be getting both. Because the work is depending on main the tables are.
Yeah.
For technical consultant, main tables, writing queries, that is important. Right now we have done this buyer setup. We discussed how to configure the buyer. Okay. So in purchasing model, we have just created one document. As I said, every model there will be a 4 to 5 documents. We must be very clear about those documents. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time which you have spent with me. Please communicate with this number regarding the enrollment and processing and other details. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir.